Good evening and welcome to Sell Your Own Product on Amazon for Income and Lifestyle, with the emphasis on lifestyle, as we like to say, because that's what we're all about. We're all about building a business, one that's sellable, one that's transferable to your, one that, like I say, you can sell, get good money for it. You know, most of the time you're doing retail arbitrage, you're doing things like that. You've created a job. You've created a job, and when you go to sell it, nobody wants to buy a job. Folks, hate to tell you, the way we teach, you've got a business you can sell, got a business you can transfer. I say to your kids, believe me, I know, because I spent 23 years building a great business, a real successful business, but I went to sell it. I finally did sell it for little of nothing, for the simple reason because the business was me and what I knew. So I just trying to teach you that, so you don't fall in the same thing, so you don't fall in the same trap yourself. And but anyway, what we're going to talk about tonight is Amazon's private label. Now, we usually talk about Amazon private label. We're talking about Amazon's private label tonight because it's not so much a different ball game, but what I want you to see is what Amazon's doing in their private label, because I think it's the way Amazon's going to go as a whole, as a company, the way the future goes. And so you need to be prepared for it. You need to start doing it because remember what I say, transparency is going to be a word that Amazon's going to start. They're already start running slowly, but you're going to see a lot more, especially if you sell consumables of any kind. You're going to see that Amazon is going to push to be really transparent, and that's going to come out later on in the broadcast. So bear with us. Like usual, I've got a PowerPoint, and we're going to take you over to that PowerPoint, and it runs about, I don't know, maybe a half an hour. I never actually time it. It's just whenever I get all my thoughts out, they go on, and what can I tell you? So I'm going to take it over there to the PowerPoint. We're going to get started, and we're going to talk about the Amazon's private label program. So if I get over here, find my screen share button, and here it is. Here's the PowerPoint. So we're going to share this. You're going to see this. So Amazon private label, that's what we're going to talk about. And I should have put an apostrophe S in there. It's Amazon's private label we're talking about. So what is the Elements brand? In case you don't know it, that's one of Amazon's brands. And we're going to talk quite a little bit about that later on. But we're going to go over and we're going to talk about Amazon's private label program. And so what is private label? You know, we talk about this ever since I've been doing this, which I've been doing close to 7-8 months, something like that, maybe longer than that. I don't even remember. Gosh, it's a shame. Well, what is it? Let me see. I started doing these monthly programs, I guess, in October, November. Anyway, it doesn't, weekly programs. It doesn't make any difference, but we talk a lot about private label. But I just want to explain this. Went over to Wikipedia, and this is what Wikipedia says, the definition of private label. Private label products or services are typically those manufactured or provided by one company for offer under another company's brand. Private label goods and services are available in a wide range of industries, from food to cosmetics to web hosting. And that's what we're talking about, because Amazon, like every big company, has got a private label program. And I think the way Amazon is taking their private label program is the way the whole company is going, because remember, I sit here and tell you week after week that Amazon has one thing, and that's to take care of their customers, to provide the best possible product and service that it can be. And that's what Amazon wants, and that's where the whole company's going. Jeff Bezos is man, he's got tunnel vision. That's what he sees, and he sees that as the way to becoming number one. And I'll be honest with you, I do too, because Amazon is getting a reputation that's hard to beat. And if you want to go along with Amazon and you want to sell private label on Amazon, if you want to sell anything on Amazon, then you don't fight it. Just join it, do what Amazon says, and you're going to be a lot better off for it. So let's get into it. So what is private label? So what is the private label advantage? If we're going to know about private label, why do stores need to go to a private label? Well, for one thing, they piggyback on the good name of the selling stores. If you take, for instance, well, I hate to use this, but what we use, Walmart has got a private label brand by the name of Good Value. And if you're Walmart shopper, you know, if you go into Walmart and you know that if you see a private label, a good value, I'll give you an example. I am diabetic. I think I've told you that before. Anybody doesn't make any difference, but I'm diabetic. So one of the things I can really eat and enjoy is nuts. Now, not plain, not the sort of nuts with peanuts. I have to use the expensive ones, the deluxe mix nuts or what you want to call it, that doesn't have any peanuts in it. And I've tried a lot of different kinds, and Walmart's Good Value are one of the best I can find. It's and actually they are a little bit cheaper. Not much, but anyway, that doesn't make any difference. That's not the reason I buy them. I buy them because they're darn good. But it goes to what I'm talking about. I'm sure Walmart has put a lot of effort into making sure that those Good Value deluxe nuts are exactly what they say. They contain what's on the label and everything else, because when I go to pick it up, I know the good name of Walmart is behind that. They guarantee that, and I'm not going to have any problem. Should I have a problem, I take it back and I'll get my monies back. But here's all the private label. Did it cost Amazon much to do that? No, because I think Amazon knows from other companies and reads reports and everything like that. They know what's selling good, and so the rich cost of new, because they just go to see what's selling good in their store or in other stores, and just like I teach you, go to Amazon, see what's doing it, and they make their product better. That's simple. Now, I don't care whether you go to whether it's Walmart, Target, JCPenney, any of those stores, you're going to find the same thing. Their private label products are probably better than some of the other stuff they've got on the shelf. And why? If you're old, well, I'm going to say old like me. I'm really not old. I'm young, but I'm old enough to remember when they started coming out with private label products. And when they first started coming out with private label products, believe me, one of the first ones I remember were canned vegetables and stuff like that. And they were pretty bad. They were pretty bad. A private label product was a down product. It was another way to get people in because of the price and that, but the quality wasn't quite that good. And that's not the way it is now. I think one of the best examples I can give you is Walmart, the company we're just talking about. If you remember a few years back, Walmart and every one of the commercials had this little ball that kept bouncing around, knocking prices down, and everything like that. I forget what they call it. Price rollbacks, or rolling back price. Let me tell you something, folks. That was maybe a good deal to get people into the store at that time, but I think that's cost Walmart a lot of money. I think it's cost Walmart a lot of goodwill, because the thing of it is, I don't care how good a company you are, you can't keep rolling back products. I mean, rolling back prices without affecting the quality. And that's what happened to Walmart. And I think they found themselves, they backed themselves into a corner with this price rollback. And I think they regret it everything now. I think it's just, I think they would just wish they could just wipe it off of everybody's memory and everything like that, because I think it really hurt them as far, and they're starting to come back. But you notice their private label products are good now. They're doing and they come like Costco. Costco's private label products are second to none. You ask anybody that goes to Costco, and man, they'll swear by their products, but the reason those products were things, because the researchers know they just took a product that's selling good, put it under their own label, and made it better. Their advertising costs are nil, because, like I said, go back to the Walmart product. When I go into Walmart and I see that Good Value thing on there, I know that's backed by Walmart and the good faith of their company and everything else, and I won't have any problems with it. So I have no hesitation to buy it. Like I say, a few years ago with Walmart, that might have been the difference, but today they're increasing, and they're really working on their private label. So, and it's because it's got instant acceptance by customers. If you're a Walmart customer and you go see Good Value label, you know that's Walmart's label, and you know that they stand behind it and they have that. So that's the private label advantage, and that's the reason I keep telling you people that when we talk every week, when you start your brand, for God's sakes, you got to start somewhere. Start with one product, two products, three products. whatever it is, but start and build your brand, because it might just be people on Amazon that sees your brand, but that's where you want to be, because Amazon, as you're going to see later on, that's where it's at. And so build your brand, build it on Amazon, build a private label, build it good. So, I get started on here and you'll get me, I did a rant last week, and I've been kidding about it all week. So what can I tell you? So what is private label advantage? That's what the private label advantage is, man, you take the good name, your good name, if you're selling a brand, or if Walmart or Target or JCPenney, or I don't know what the company is, it's taking that and parlaying that into product after product after product, and it's instant acceptance by the customers who recognize the brand, the label. So what can I tell you? Examples of private label brands. Think of it: General Motors, Buick, Cadillac, Chevy, Sears, Kenmore, Craftsman, Walmart, Great Value, JCPenney, Arizona Jean Company, St. John's Bay. And I could have gone on and on. So, but we got one more here, and I want to talk to you about it. So, examples of private label brands: Amazon, and the private label brand is Elements. Now, some of you might have not ever heard of Elements, but let me explain something. Amazon came out with Elements a while back. They came out in the grocery or Amazon Prime pantry. Yes, in the pantry division, they came out with a brand called Elements. Their first two products were diapers and baby wipes, which go together. And they came out, and what they're talking about, and that's a clickable link there. I'm not going to take it over because it would really goof me up to come back here, but you want to come over and mark that and then come right back or something. It's only about a minute and a half little thing, but it talks about Amazon Elements. And the thing I want you to get, I want you to say what they're talking about, because they're talking about transparency. And that's going to be the buzzword for the next quite a few years in Amazon. I'm going to tell you like that, because they're going to demand more and more transparency in all your products, especially if you sell consumables. If you know it, Amazon in the regular grocery division have a thing. They've got a thing coming out where not so long from now, on your products, you're going to have the not only is the expiration date, or consumable date's supposed to be on there, but it's also going to have to be your ingredients are going to be on there, and different other things. Amazon is getting, I would say, they're going to transparency. They're going as fast as they can, and believe me, they're gonna do what they have to get people out. And if it and if it means canceling people and not allowing them to sell their products because they're not transparent, let me tell you something. That's going to happen. That might be 3 or 4 years down the road, but it's just like Google. When Google created all the thing with keywords and all that to get into another thing, when they decided that everybody learned how to game the system, man, they realized that, and they knew if they wanted to grow, and if they wanted to become better, and they wanted to become number one and stay number one, that they had to get rid of that. And so what did they do? They came out with the Panda update and this update and that update, and they changed all that. It's all, before you could write almost anything, put it on the internet, and it would gain market share and all that. And it don't work that way anymore, folks. They'll shut you off, because they don't want it. They want, we're talking about Google right now. Google wants to be the #1 search engine in the world, and they want their customers, when they type in whatever it is, to get the best possible answer for that query. And that's the same thing with Amazon in their products. When they come out, and when the transparency is coming out, you mark my word that they're going to be more and more. It's not only the ingredients in the labels you're going to have to do, but see, what I think is going to happen, it's going to come down to the thing part, because, well, let me talk this way. A lot of people in groceries, myself included, I used to do it. I don't do it anymore. You go out, and I live down here where there's a lot of Publix grocery stores. And as a matter of fact, there's within 7 or, well, right now, actually, there's 8 within, I can make a circle of 8 Publix in two and a half hours, depends on how much. And in those 8 subjects, I'd read their flyer. I'd see what they had on sale, especially the buy one, get one free, which you can't beat. And I'd go and I'd buy those, and I'd come back with carload after carload after carload. I have a little Prius, but believe me, you can haul a lot of stuff in a Prius, but I'd haul those, come back, package them up, and send them in. So what Amazon's doing with their groceries now, when they're doing all these extra labels, now you not only have to put the regular ASIN number on there, and then you have to put the expiration date or the last day it should be sold. Now they're going to have to put the element, the ingredient label on there, and they're going to start doing it. And what they're doing, they're just discouraging that much more, because I'm going to tell you something. If you were doing like I am, that takes a lot of work to put those extra labels on there. It takes a lot of work, and they're just discouraging people after discouraging people, because it's come to the point that they want to sell nothing products. And when they first started, they allowed these if you wanted to sell one item, you use the UCP code. But then if you wanted to sell 2 of the same in a bundle or a package, you could use that same UPC code. And believe me, those are going the way too, because Amazon realized what a mistake they made. So they're coming out, and basically they're going to get down to, if you want to sell consumables or groceries on Amazon, you mark my word, within a few years, it's going to have to be in a package, either your own package, private label, or the package that it comes with the UCP code, with the expiration date, with the ingredient label, and all the stuff that's required in the label, because that's what Amazon wants. They want transparency. So that's getting a little bit out of the thing. But you mark my word, if you're selling groceries, you watch out, because that's the way it's going. And it might not be for a couple years yet, but I guarantee you they're going to slowly work it up. So mark my word. Okay, but Amazon Elements are part of Amazon's pantry. And if you watch that little, that's a clickable link. Like I say, if you watch over, and it tells you about that, because Amazon's saying on the part of the elements, I think it's fantastic, because here's what they're doing. They're saying that they're going to be as transparent, but when you get an element, one of the, say the diaper whites, when you get a package of the diaper whites, there's one of those, it's not called a barcode, I forget what it is, those codes where you click it and you go in, but it'll tell you exactly when the product was manufactured, what the ingredients are on the package, what expiration date, if there is any, and then it also goes to far as tell you why each one of the ingredients was added and what it does to make the product what it is. And so that's what I talk about, complete transparency, and that's the way they're going. Right now it's just in Prime Pantry, but and what's Prime Pantry? If you don't know, Amazon Prime's Pantry is, you can go in, like my daughter uses it all the time. Amazon Prime Pantry, she goes in every morning, finds out what she needs from the grocery store or Amazon, clicks it, orders it, as long as it fits in a certain size box they got, it's $4.95. That's the thing. And tomorrow morning she has it the next day at her door, because she's a businesswoman. She's off most of the time selling and everything like that. And she doesn't have time to run to the grocery store and do all that, but she takes a few minutes just to go to Amazon Prime, get it in the pantry, and get it ordered, and get it delivered. That's the way it's going, folks. That's what I say. So get on the ball. But let's go a little bit farther in here. But the thing I wanted to point you, Amazon, when they first came out with Elements, they had 2 products. They had diaper wipes and diapers. Okay, now this isn't also a clickable link. If you want to click it or just bookmark it or something like that, it's a USA Today story. It tells you why the diapers were pulled. They were pulled within 1 month. And why? Because there was quality issues with the diapers. From what I understand, and the thing, there was something they say they felt rough or anything like that. And I feel sorry for the people that had the contract to deliver those, because they really goofed up and are missing out on a big cry, because that is going to be what can I say? Diapers. If you got babies, you need diapers. You don't got no choice about it. And like I say, when they can put it in there and they get it shipped the next day, you get it the next day, and you don't have to worry about it. But anyway, that's beside the point. But anyway, because the quality issues, Amazon pulled that, pulled the diapers. And it just says if you take anybody, they don't show it in there, but they say that they're coming back, and I'm sure they're working with somebody else, getting a better one, and they're going to make sure this time, I'll bet you that it's darn good, and the price is right. So just watch and see. It'll be back on there before long. But what I'm trying to point out is this is the Amazon you got to watch out for, because Amazon, when they were building, would let almost anything in. If you could build a listing for it and all that, but they're not. If you notice, they've cut down on the number of characters in the listing, discouraging all the stuffing with keywords and all that, like we used to do. I'm guilty. I had some really long product descriptions in the past, and I told you I got some of mine knocked off, and I had to rebuild them and everything like that. But this is where they're going. They want everything to be top-notch, first class. I'm telling you, and like I say, that is a good story to read. I left a clickable link. You can go over there. But so what's the takeaway in all this? Well, my takeaway is Amazon is just committed to selling quality products and will let nothing get in its way. Now, the reason for it is Amazon wants to be the go-to place for goods and services in the world. 10 years, 15 years, whatever it takes. Jeff Bezos has got his eye on that. That's where he wants, and that's where he's going. And that's why I say Amazon is going to get stricter and stricter and stricter. And that's the reason, one of the reasons I tell you every week, if you're going to put a product on Amazon, you take one product that's selling well on Amazon, make it better. And make sure you can overcome the reviews it's got. Don't get something that's got 2,000 reviews and think you're going to come in and take over on it, because you're not. But there's products I can go and I get letters after letters every week. Terry, I went to such and such a place and I can't find any products to sell. And so sometimes if I've got time, I say I am retired. I will go over to the category they said, and I can go in the first 500. And I guarantee you, I don't care what category is, I can at least 5 to 6, if not more than that, maybe fill out a whole page of the product pickers worksheet and of products that could be sold on Amazon and could be overcome, and you could take over their place, because it's just simple. Because the more products they're going in. What can I tell you? Excuse me just a minute. I got to drink water. They're there. The opportunities are there. And I think the opportunities get greater every day because we get more and more products. The place ranks, they change those, and you can do it. So what can I say? Amazon is committed to selling quality and let nothing get in its way. So what does that mean for private label sellers on Amazon? One more time, and I speak of it every night. Always make your product better. If you want to find a product to sell on Amazon, you go to Amazon, find a product that's selling good with less than 500 rank, and make it better. If you just go and make another product, you're not going to do it. It's not going to work. Maybe sometimes it will, but your chances are I'm not going to say they're nil, because they're not. You could, but it's highly unlikely. You make it better. You whatever you do, as I talk to, sometimes just going from a cheap poly bag to a nice looking box might cost you another 2 cents, if it even costs you that much to make it better. But the perceived value is so much better of that product. It's going to sell. That's what I'm talking about. But if you don't, your competition will, because somebody's be looking at you. If you got a product that's selling good, and you don't make it better, your competition will. Protect yourself. Read every email you get from Amazon. What can I tell you, folks? Amazon sends those emails out for a reason. Now, I understand that sometimes they're just, you need this. Amazon sends you need to sell this on Amazon, and it's a bunch of garbage. But if you start Xing them out, just getting rid of them and not reading, you're going to mix some fine stuff, because Amazon is going to tell you exactly what's going on. Amazon is about one of the most transparent companies that I know, as far as telling you what's going on. Sometimes when it comes to the rules and that, they're not so transparent, but that's just like, I keep comparing Amazon to Google, and I think Amazon gets more like Google all the time. Google is probably a company that you can't do without, but you know, it's their ball game. You got to play by it. So read every email you get from Amazon. Watch, guard your seller rating. And I've talked about this before. I'm not going to go into it tonight, how you can lose that, and I've got it back. But you need to guard your seller rating, and then become transparent, especially if you sell consumables, because this is where Amazon's going. They're trying to be transparent. They want to let that customer know exactly where the product came from. They want to know if it's GMO modified. They want to know if it's a gluten-free, any of that kind of stuff. Become transparent, especially if you sell communicals. Oh, man, let me get another drink here. What can I tell you? Get more reviews, and then think quality, breathe quality, become quality minded. If you're going to sell on Amazon, believe me, those are 3 things you got to do, because you might be able to get by now, just sell junk in there, but I guarantee you it's coming, and it's not in the not too distant future that if it's not quality, Amazon's not going to accept it, or they're going to find a way to get rid of it. I guarantee you. So the conclusion, it's real simple now. Not trying to give you a rough time. You can listen to that. You can blow this off and just say, it goes in one ear and out the other. This is what Terry said. But it's Amazon's ballgame. Learn to play by their rules, even though they don't make sense or you don't understand them. Doing so, I want you to hold on, because you're in for the ride of your life. And the final word is carpe diem, which is seize the day, folks. Seize the day, because, like I say, it's Amazon's ball game. You play by their rules. They're going to give you the ride of your life, and you're going to be successful. What can I tell you? That's the end of the slideshow. Wait a minute, here, right here. Okay, that back, and right here. Whoa, shoot, that thing is not. Here we are, and so there I am. We are not showing anymore, and here's my good-looking face. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of the showcase app over here. We're going to get rid of that, and then I'm going to put the question and answers up. And if anybody has any questions, answers, I will be glad to answer them. I see by the viewers down there, and I figured it's kind of a holiday weekend that we don't have as many viewers as we usually do, but that's okay. I'll be glad to answer any questions out there. I hope that all makes sense to you. And I don't mean to scare anybody by that, but I just want you to be cognizant of what's going on, because Amazon is going on, and Amazon is going to do what they want to do in their quest to become number one. And they're going to, I honestly believe they're going to do it. See, something drastic doesn't happen or anything like that. They want to be number one in the world. And if the way they're going, they can do it, but they have to become more quality minded. They have to be more transparent, and that's where I say that's where the transparency is just happening now in the consumables, whether it be the grocery division, which they gated, and I think they gated it for a reason. And I think this is one of it, because the transparency stuff that's going on in that, and with the new labeling laws they've got, folks, that's just the way Amazon's going. And I think it's the way the country goes, because let's face it, if you look at oh man, how do I want to say this? If you look at almost any goods or services, the goods or services that are taken off, that are selling, that are prospering, those companies are the ones that do it for you. People just don't have time for it, especially if you've got kids and you're working like my daughter does. She doesn't have time to go to the grocery store. She doesn't have time to do all this stuff. She goes to Amazon, fills out that order, whether it's 12 o'clock at night, 1 o'clock at night, whatever time it is. She fills that order, and she has it at her doorstep within a day or so. What can I tell you? And that's the way the company's going. That's the way the country's going. So That's what this is all about. That's what Amazon's private label. That's their Amazon's private label program, and it's they're especially starting the consumables, and that's where they should. And you're going to find, like I say, they're going to before long they're going to have GMO labels. They're going to have anything. Like I say, they're going to want to know. Well, what does it say on the uh, they were transparent. What they say, they want the place where the product was made, the date it was made, the ingredients that go into the product, why each individual ingredient was used in the product, what it does, boy, I'm good shape, what it does to help the product and all that. That's all transparency, and that's what they're demanding on their new stuff, on especially on the ones from theirs that are coming out. And you're going to see that in other companies too, because that's where we're going. We're coming to a very transparent thing. Everybody wants to know exactly where it came from. This thing's about just sneaking GMOs or that high fructose corn syrup. I mean, that's ridiculous. The sugar growers that tell me all sugar is sugar, you know, they lost, folks. I hate to tell you. Most things say no high fructose corn sugar. You know, I think the sugar industry did themselves so much bad by coming out with that all sugar. Give me a break. What can I tell you? And I'm sitting here, and you know, I say that because I'm diabetic, and in case you don't know it, I do have. Well, I sold them. I'm sorry, but I am the author and the thing of a couple of the biggest health food sites on the web, and I sold them. Don't have anything to do with them now, and I'm not going to give the name out because it's important. Not important, but the product. The problem, but not the thing is, I have. I kind of know what I'm talking about when it comes to health food and all that stuff. And that's why I'm talking about when Amazon comes out and starts changing these rules like they are, that's the way they're going. So I think, folks, over here on the right is a question and answer. I've got it opened up. I would be glad to answer some questions and answers you've got about tonight's show, whether it be on the subject we're talking about or whether it be anything to do with a private label. I will be glad to answer questions for you. That's what I'm here for. And we've used up about half the show. We've got half to go. So, you know, I'd be glad to answer questions. Otherwise, I'm going to talk for a little bit here. And then if you don't ask questions, and we will sign off on that because it's a holiday weekend. I don't know if you can hear it just every once in a while in my back, at the back right here. I can hear the fireworks. Before I came on tonight at 8 o'clock, the fireworks were really strong over there, and I was almost afraid we were going to have to do something because you know this is a rental unit, and so I'm kind of out here in my porch, is what it is, and it's not really real soundproof from the outside, but usually by this time of night, it's really quiet out here because I live in a retirement community, and it's one of those 55 and older. You know, us old guys, we can't. We can't. You know what? I'm just kidding. I am kidding. You'd be surprised what goes on in here. But anyway, what can I tell you? But anyway, they were doing fireworks, and I just heard a couple go off there. So I hope they won't get too bad. But if they do, you know what's going on. Nobody's shooting around here. It's just fireworks and the 4th of July. And I forgot about that until I started to sign on tonight and heard those out there. And I said, oh, guys, I hope that's not going to go on while we got the broadcast. So anyway, guys, how about some questions? I'm, you know, be glad to answer questions. Anything you got to do with private label or anything like that. I just, I sang the other night till somebody started to answer questions, and maybe that's a good way. Maybe I should sing, but like the president started singing Amazing Grace the other day. I think that was really neat, and more power to it. I think I'm usually not a Barack Obama fan, but I gave him credit for that, and I think that was I think it was really neat. So what can I tell you? And I'm sure not going to get started into politics. Get me started in politics. If you think I'm bad, I get my wife in here, and man, tell you what, she can talk your ear off. She watches the news and politics, and I don't even want to get into it with her because she knows what she's talking about. And anyway, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about Amazon private label. Be glad to answer any questions. I won't answer any questions about politics. I should have shut my mouth and didn't even start into get stuffing like that. But what can I tell you? I've had trouble with my hearing aid. That's the reason you said we go in here. I sent it in to have it fixed, and it's still not quite right. And I don't know, but that's another thing. Anyway, we've got, like I said, we don't have as many viewers tonight. I realize it's a holiday weekend, and matter of fact, my wife has to go to the airport in the morning to pick up a grandson that's flying in, and for the holidays, and that's so we're going to have a good time. We have planned to have some, probably going to have some, probably some ribs. I kind of like ribs. So anyway, if not, either hamburgers or cheeseburgers or some, anyway, sausage. What am I talking about? Anyway, here, like I say, I'd be glad to answer questions. I just keep talking about different things here, and you don't want to hear about my 4th of July plans. I'd like to hear about yours. So what can I tell you? There's plenty of room over here to put questions in. Put the questions in. I'll be glad to answer them. If not, well, I am going to sign off here in a little bit. One of these nights we're going to have to change. There's a way, and let me explain this. I'll go into this. All right. I see we're losing some viewers because I'm really not saying too much of really interest here, but I have made arrangements that we get possession of our new house, supposed to be on the 20th of July. So I'm probably not going to have a show that week and that. And then we come back, and we're setting up a new room, and we're going to do a lot of neat stuff that I think will help the show, make it a lot better. And I think you're going to enjoy it from then, but that won't be until the 20th of July. Like I say, we're going to get possession. We're going to have to do some remodeling before we actually move in. So I haven't quite the time schedule all figured out, but one of the things is a new studio. And I hope it's going to be, it should be more soundproof than this, and we'll be able to do more things with backdrops and things like that. I'm really looking forward to it. What can I tell you? I am looking forward to it. But I think it's going to be a lot more user-friendly for me, but especially for you, because it's going to be a lot more clearer. I'll be able to use the PowerPoint, and at the same time, look at you. But right now, in case you don't know it, when I do the PowerPoint, man, I'm all over the place, but you can't see me and everything, and I don't think that's right. I want to be able to look at you as I'm doing the PowerPoint and all that. So we're getting that set up, and it might be a while before we get it, but it's coming. I might be old, but I'm still able to learn new tricks, and not so much new tricks. That's not what I want to say. Learn new ways. It's going to take some new software we got coming, and all that. So what can I tell you? I can see it doesn't look like we've got any. Because I've got the question and answer app up there, so should be able to put question and answers in there, but I see nobody has. So I guess I'm going to sign off, guys, because I'm just talking here, and I'm sure not you again unless you want to. What can I say? I really appreciate you coming out. I really appreciate you staying with me, and especially, like I say, in this holiday weekend, we've got quite a few viewers, more than I expected, and not quite as many as we usually do, which is not. I never play a numbers game. If there's only one viewer or there's 100 viewers, I'd say the same and probably talk and give you the same thing. So with that being said, I'm going to sign off. I shall see it one more time. Do a plug right here. There's a thing over at the side where it's privatelabelselling.com. You can go there, get information on the course. It's there. If you can, it's terryshire@gmail.com. There's my name right down there. Just put it together and just put at gmail.com. That's one of my email addresses. You'll get a hold of me. I'll answer any questions, help you out any way I can. I'm available. And let me see, what can I tell you? Every Thursday night at 8 o'clock, we do this show, and we answer questions. Usually have about half of the show is done through a PowerPoint, and the other half is done with this live question and answer. But nobody's asking me questions tonight, so I think I'm going to take the easy way out, and I'm going to sign off because I've told just about all the new stuff going on that I think. But remember what I'm saying about the Amazon. Amazon, Jeff Bezos and Amazon, they want to be #1 in the world. And the way they've got to do it, they've got to bring stuff together. They've got to consolidate it. They've got to make everything standard, so people know exactly what they got. And that's what they're on. It's just like Google did to get to the point they did. They did it. And like I say, Amazon wants two things. They want their customers to have the best possible buying experience they could ever have. And they want to know that by reviews and everything else. They want your product. And man, I'm telling you what, you do that, you work with them and you get the reviews coming in, and man, they will advertise the heck out of your product. And your product's just going to sell more and sell more and sell more when you play Amazon's game and do it their way. If you sit there and try to give them all kind of trouble and write them all kind of notes about this and that, and all garbage stuff. Some of the stuff I read on the forum about stuff people have written in about and everything like that. It's ridiculous, folks. It's ridiculous. Get with it. Get on board. Amazon is going to succeed with or without you. And I'm going to tell you, like I said in the back in the last slide like that, if you want the ride of your life, get on board and go with Amazon, because they're going to be #1 in the world as far as goods and services in not too distant future. It might be 5 years, it might be 10 years, or whatever it is down the road, but they're going to be there. And man, I'm going to tell you, you'll do nothing but prosper by going with them. So with that being said, I am going to sign off. I shall see you next week. I thank you. Get a hold of me if you got any questions. Didn't fill it out there, but if you do have some questions, I'll be glad to answer them. That's what I'm here for. terryshire@gmail.com, or find me on the forums and all that. But I'm there, so be glad to. I'm also on Facebook. 2 different accounts at Facebook, so look for me. And with that being said, I thank you. I thank you for watching. I appreciate it. I know it's a busy week.